Hello everyone, I'm here today to review Transformers Kingdom Cheetor. We are here to do this and finally finish off every Beast Wars figure I have in the collection. Well, actually, I'm wrong, 1 second. We also have this guy. Probably going to do a short on him tomorrow, since tomorrow's Thanksgiving. So yeah, but with this being our last proper Beast Wars character-oriented video till I get my hands on Big Convoy, and eventually the rest of the Beast Wars cast. Yeah, let's try and make the most out of this. Cheetor here was probably Cheetor was my second ever Kingdom, maybe not Kingdom, but my second ever Beast Wars related character. As you know, my very first one was Rhinox, my little beefcake. Cheetor here is probably one of my maybe not one of my favorites, but he is up there in molds. I do genuinely enjoy this figure. And back when I had Shadow Panther, ooh, 1 second, let me turn my notifications off. Just like that. Sorry, if any of you know what band is, I'm part of a choir, so I just got a bunch of notifications about that. That's besides the point, though. You're all here for Cheetor, Big Yellow Kitty. What was I saying, though? Cheetor was my second ever Beast Wars character. This is also one of my favorites because of just my early introduction to Beast Wars as a whole. Kingdom was my introduction to Beast Wars. Let's just get that over with. I never knew what Beast Wars was until Kingdom came around, and after people were talking about, I think they're saying the 20th anniversary of Beast Wars was Kingdom. Or Kingdom was supposed to be like the celebration of the 20th anniversary of Beast Wars, I believe. Which, cool. Honestly, that's really cool. I'm happy that we got to do that because now we have these honestly really nice figures. And I feel like with Kingdom coming around and Legacy, being Legacy, we got a lot of really cool characters out of it. With Cheetor being one of the many. And later on in Legacy, with other characters like Tarantulas. Or, don't want to drop him. Magmatron. Absolute monsters of characters. And I feel like if Kingdom didn't do well with the Maximals at all, the chances of us getting more Beast Wars-like characters in Legacy probably would have been a lot less likely. So I'm happy that Kingdom did well enough to warrant the rest of the cast being made, then us eventually going on to the Japanese side of Beast Wars with Leo Convoy, Tasmanian Kid, Skywarp, and I hear that they're working on a new Magna boss, or there's a good possibility that they will. Which, if that's the case, that's exciting. Honestly, it's been a while since I've heard anything about Magna boss. If you all don't know, Magna boss is a 3-part combiner. And, sorry, thought I was going to sneeze there. But yeah, Magna Boss is a 3-part maximal combiner introduced into the Japanese side of Beast Wars. It was either Beast Wars Neo or Beast Wars II that introduced him. But yeah. With all that being said, we're now back to Cheetor. Cheetor is, a cheetah, as you can tell. Lots of colors. Lots of yellow. Lots of, I want to say like eggshell yellow or pale yellow. A lot of the black spots. Then bits of baby blue. We'll get into that with robot mode, and why I'm not a huge fan. Along with that, we have the eyes. I decided to Sharpie on the eyes to give him pupils, because a lot of the Beast Wars characters, they don't have pupils in their eyes. It's just the plain color. For example, my Leo Convoy, his eyes are pure just gold. So on my copy, I just on the eyes, and so now he's got pupils as well. But Cheetor here was the same case. Tigertron, I think, was the same case. Yeah, Tigertron was the same case at one point, so I did some eye surgery on him as well. Rhinox, I never did. Where's Megatron? Right here. Megatron I did as well. I had a lot of fun with Megatron's, actually. I feel like painting his eyes in added a lot of character to that dino head. Or to the T-Rex head. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Now, back to Cheetor. Let's see. Not really much else to say about the cheetah. About the cheetah mode. He's solid, well, mostly. Just kind of what happens when you have a figure for a while. Some parts get a little looser than others, but that's not really an issue. If you buy this guy brand new, it's going to be much tighter. But yeah, let's get into articulation, size comparison, transformation, and then we'll talk about the robot mode. Articulation, the shoulders can go a full 360 around because of the hinge it's attached to right here, allowing it to just go all the way around. Front legs can go out that far, shift a little bit, legs can go back and forward that far, and the paws are on ball joints. Legs can go back that far and up that far. The lower segment of the hind legs goes back as far like that and forward that far, but obviously cheetah does not move like that. Or maybe it does. I've never seen a slow motion of a cheetah, so maybe. The hind paws are on ball joints, full 360, wiggle movement, wiggle. Mouth opens and closes for transformation, but is also just really nice to have as well. Along with that, you got some sculpted detail in there for teeth, which I do like a lot. And no tail movement, just a static piece. So yeah, with that all being said, let's get into the robot mode, or not robot mode, size comparisons. So for size comparisons, we have Core Class Rat Trap. Let's see. Deluxe Class Tarantulas. Voyager Class Rhinox. Voyager Class Tigertron. Voyager Class Optimus Primal. Leader Class Megatron. Just gotta straighten them out a little bit. Just like so. We'll grab you guys out of there. And finally, Commander Class Magmatron. This is him in his Magmasaurus mode. So yeah. Just start grabbing each and every one of them off the table. Alright. Now we do the transformation. First thing you want to do is remove the tail like so. This is so you don't risk breaking it, and it's also because this is his accessory. Next thing you want to do, pull the legs down, push the paws upward. For my personal preference, I like to rotate the paws around. And then next part you want to do is pull the foot out, push in the front or the back, the hind legs of the cheetah into the front of the calf for a Cheetor. Straighten the legs down, pull out the foot, rotate the paw, or if you just want to leave it like this, that's perfectly fine as well. I don't have the instructions, so I actually not sure how it's supposed to be. So if it's not supposed to be this way, that's fair. But yeah, next thing you want to do is rotate the foot downward like so. Pull the arms apart, and that opens up the entire cheetah. Rotate the forearms, or the biceps, which will rotate everything else. Next thing you want to do is rotate the fist around like so. Straighten out, get your knuckles and fingers looking out. Same side, rotate and rotate like always. Flip down the mouth, bring that in. This hole right up here inside the on the upper jaw of the cheetah will go into this square port or square tab. Then these tabs right here will go into these little slots right here in the side of Cheetor. Collapses like so. Rotate the head around. Readjust the readjust the legs on Cheetor's back as you wish. And there you go. There you have Cheetor, the Maximal Scout. Cheetor here is honestly a lovely figure. I love everything about him except for the colors. The yellow feels too bright, and he has baby blue. Cheetor never had baby blue until now. And there's a Netflix pack out there that has him in gold, and this metallic rich blue. I want to get that. Honestly, I do plan on getting that eventually. Because as nice as this guy is, he is nice. I really want that figure more. I love having a complete cast. Yes, I do. But I also really love having a cast of characters that I enjoy looking at. And this figure feels great. Looks passable. But it's not the Cheetor I know. Because after I found out what Beast Wars was, I binged that entire show on YouTube. There's this one channel, has all 3 seasons, or was it 4 seasons? It has been a little while since I've watched Beast Wars. I can't remember. But he had all the seasons, all the episodes, and it was wonderful. I loved watching all of this go down. It was honestly a great experience. So yeah, being able to get a character that looks accurate is what I want. He looks accurate. He's just the wrong shade. But that's it. That is all that it is. He's the wrong shade. He's the wrong colors. But besides that, he is perfect. So yeah. We're going to get some other characters transformed. And we'll do size comparisons, articulation, go over final thoughts. And that'll be it for today's video. See you all in a few minutes. Alright, got the guys transformed. And now we're going into the rest of Cheetor. Cheetor here is honestly wonderfully based off... It is a wonderful recreation of the model, of Cheetor's 3D model from the Beast Wars series. He has every detail, the head crest, the Autobot, the Maximal logo on his forehead, the sculpted face details, the little back plates on like these little flaps on these flaps behind his shoulders. There's a bunch of these vent detailings that he's had in the show, which he has here, which honestly looks wonderful. The forearms, shoulders, the entire arm section as a whole looks wonderful. The legs, waist, and pretty much everything else about him is accurate to the model too, which is honestly really nice to see. I appreciate that a lot. Because, like I said, never grew up with Beast Wars, but when I first watched it, I fell in love with it. Great storytelling, animation, but what do you expect? Beast Wars was one of the very first 3D animated shows of its era, so yeah. Of course the animation is going to be a little jank, but that's fine. The story was still wonderful. I loved the story. But yeah, Cheetor here is beautiful. I love everything about him. And with that being said, we're getting into articulation, size comparison, and final thoughts. Cheetor's head's on a ball joint. Can look up that far, down that far. Can't go side to side. Full 360 if you move the head up, but you only get about this much if you don't move the head up at all. Arms cannot go back at all, but can go forward that far. If you pull the wings back a little bit, the arms can move back a little bit as well. They can also move forward because of the hinge system here. Arms can go up that far, down that far. Bicep has a double mushroom peg system, so full 360. Elbows bend slightly past 90. Wrist has a full 360 on a double mushroom peg as well. Waist has limitations, so no 360 waist, but about, I want to say, 90-degree rotation, 180-degree rotation. It's a 180 rotation. So you won't be able to get 360, but you will be able to do 180 on each side. Legs can go, you have to move the, no, the legs just don't go back. How have I not realized this? Cheetor's legs don't go back at all. How am I now just realizing this? Legs can go up that far. The skirt piece can move up to allow for an easier leg lift. There's a rotation at the knee, full 360 because it's a mushroom peg. Knee bends about that far, so less than 90. Foot is on a rocker, back and forth, and a killer ankle pivot. Whew. With that all being said, we get into size comparisons and finishing thoughts. So, starting off, we have deluxe class. Core class, Rat Trap. If Cheetor don't want to fall over. There we go. Next we have Voyager class, Optimus Primal. Like so. Voyager class, Tigertron. And finally, Leader class, Megatron. So yeah. Now my finishing thoughts on Cheetor is he's honestly a nice figure, but if you're able to get the Netflix one for cheaper, or just for cheap overall, shoot for that one. But if you like the color scheme of this, whew, had a burp there, sorry. But if you're in the mood for just any sort of Cheetor or its mold variants, go for a Night Prowler or a Shadow Panther. But if you do want a good Cheetor, Netflix, if you just want a fun Cheetor, but still want Cheetor, then go for this one. Because this one will be sold for cheaper. A lot of people want the Netflix one instead. So yeah. The figure's fun. It's a good mold. I think the mold was just overused a bit. You know, I don't think we needed a Night Prowler. I did like Shadow Panther a lot, though. That one was really nice, actually. I do like that one a lot. But, yeah. That's about it. Good figure. If you can get Netflix one for a good price, shoot for that. If you're just in the mood for Cheetor, get this one. I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you for your time, and take care.